Hardcore Nation. It's Hardcore Christopher here. And Wrestling for Fans' response was good. So it got me to think about the idea even more. Where the idea can improve, where the idea could relatively backfire. It's going to be the same thing. Hogan, Sanity, and Alistair. Same thing as before. Only difference is I didn't like the person I used as the godfather of the group. One, Corey Graves has never ran a faction, and two, it wouldn't make any sense because Corey Graves was forced to retire because of concussions. So with that being said, it's still going to play out the same. Alistair joins Sanity, beats up Hogan. Hogan comes out, cuts a promo, embraces Alistair and Sanity, and turns heel on the fans. We get the NWO music week after week, phone call after phone call. Sanity and Alistair do this, just basically do the same thing that I said in my last video. The only thing that'll be different is the hostage and the Godfather. I didn't like using Sting as the hostage either. Sting could easily take out Hogan, but with Sanity and Alistair, he would have a really rough time unless he had his baseball bat. So I got to thinking, not the hostage, I don't think should be a former WCW guy. I think it should be someone on the current roster. But who? Who would be a good hostage? Okay. Somebody on the main roster who's over and people would rush to defend. So let me go back and explain this whole angle that I have mapped out in my head. Alistair gets called up to the main roster. And he makes his debut. Sanity comes out. Hogan comes out. Alistair and Hogan are ready to fight Sanity. But Alistair turns on Hogan, joins Sanity. Then the following week, Sanity and Alistair come out, cut a promo, and you hear the All-American music. Then you have then you have Hogan and ready to get physical with Alistair. Only thing is that Hogan embraces Alistair and Sanity. And the NWO music plays. Then week one, you see Hogan on the phone. Week one, Hogan on the phone, and Sanity and Alistair they do an ambush on someone. Week two, same thing. Alistair and Sanity attack someone or a group. Hogan is saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Week three, Hogan is on the phone again. This time it's on speakerphone. But the voice is distorted. So we don't know who it is. And a person tied up, brought out of the trunk of a car in a hood, fades to black that week. The fourth week is where we get the payoff. How does this sound, wrestling for fans? The hostage is Daniel Bryan. And the Godfather is The Miz. Wrestling for fans, what do you think of this version of the angle? I'll be waiting to hear from you. I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.